There we go. Okay. I don't want to be very, very long. This should be really, really quick because I'm hooking up all my gear uh, back to the patch bay. So it's time consuming. So I just want to make this video right quick. I laugh about these things simply because um, out of everything that you do in your recording studio, whether it's a home recording studio or you went to a commercial studio, and you're trying to become an artist, and you're trying to get out there to meet, you want to do tours, and you want to be able to go to the Grammy shows, and you want to live this lifestyle that seems like this a successful, famous, a high income lifestyle. You know, we're talking the lifestyle where you might have, you might be featured on, you know, some sort of MTV Cribs or something, and you want to be able to show off your, you know, your $1 million mansion with your Bentleys, and you know, you make all your music videos, and you're doing all these radio podcasts, and you're doing all these tours and red carpet treatment, and you know, just life is just lovely. Well, let me throw in. I just want to say this. I just want to say this. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've already seen this thing with P-Diddy, but we knew that was coming. Like you already saw about you already knew about R. Kelly. You heard about Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and just goes on. And then you heard about the situation when Kobe, rest in peace, with the rape accusation case. And then you had the situation where there was a Rick James involved in kidnapping a girl, you know, and then James Brown and the list. A lot of people may forget about James Brown and his situation. You know, James Brown being high and on being caught being high on TV or whatever the case. And that's just naming a few. That's just naming a few. Rest in peace, James Brown. But it's at literally half, if not more, of the entertainment world. And I'm talking about ball players getting caught up in some sort of scandal, going to jail or whatever, getting caught up with some sort of female, or whatever the case may be, or it could be an actor. Matter of fact, there was one time, if you may not remember, you may have forgotten about this. One of the main actors from Hogan's Heroes, and his show was in the 60s, Hogan's Heroes. Well, he got killed or murdered by a guy that probably, because the actor of that show was filming, making his own pornography tapes. And he was, you know, some of these were people's wives and whatever the case. So some guy found him in a motel room in Arizona and beat him with a camera tripod. Beat him to death. He died in like 77 or 78. That's just the stint of it. So what I was saying, I'm making all this, and don't forget about the situation that happened between Chris Brown and Rihanna. And then you hear about all the situation with messy divorces between celebrities. And then you find out, you know, someone's doing something, whether it involves something with sex, drugs, or alcohol, or a combination of all three or whatever. It's always behind the scenes with these celebrities. You know, just like we heard about the situation with Judge Mathis getting divorced. He's another celebrity. But, or Wendy Williams, you know, or whatever. And the paparazzis, like, they stay on top of all these different stories, and it's some sort of scandal or whatever. To make a long story short on all, what I'm saying is, this is the industry, and this is the dark side of the industry. P. Diddy is an example of the dark side of the industry. Just like you heard about Suge Knight with Death Row Records and all that, and all what he was doing. That's the behind the scenes stuff. That's the dark side of the industry. So if you're getting into this industry, you just have to be careful not to get yourself caught up. It's kind of like with Justin Bieber, always, getting fights with paparazzis or whatever. And there's always some scandal that they're trying to get you so they can talk about it in the industry. Just like with the infamous, how Will Smith pretty much nailed his career by going up there and slapping Chris Rock. But they're not going to ever let that down. People are still making memes about it. I saw a meme about a church where the whole church got into the skit where the guy is sitting down and, they're joking about, they're making a skit. They're making fun of basically the whole church. The pastor got this whole church to do the skit about one of the church members gets up and goes stop the pastor because the pastor was making fun of his mom and her tithes and offering. So he goes up and slaps the pastor and then gets back in the seat and said, "Keep my mom's tithes out your mouth." It's a mean to the Chris Rock slap. So even though the slap that was a couple of years ago, almost 3 years ago, whatever, he's not that slap thing. Will Smith is done. There's nothing Will Smith can say. He can't retaliate, even if he don't like how Chris Rock handled the comeback. There's nothing because Will Smith didn't have any common sense to realize you're on national TV. Just everyone, the whole world could see it. You can't, and he tried to make a few more movies to come back and try to make some motivational videos and all that, but he's known for he's Mr. Slap Guy now, is what I'm saying. And it's the same thing with everyone's talking about. All of a sudden, that whole interview with Cat Williams and Shannon Sharp, now they're it's allegedly, you got to watch, because there's a lot of people that put a lot of BS on YouTube that isn't true. Like, one of my biggest pet peeves is when people put false death videos on YouTube about some actor that died and they didn't. I always go back and I always validate that when someone says, the death of Sylvester Stallone is or something, and you go back and he's well alive. I can't stand when people do that, just to draw views. There are people that are desperate to draw views. They'll do anything, lie or say anything just because they want attention for their channel. But to sum it up, that's the dark side. Things that like with R. Kelly, and the whole infamous pissing on people videos, and then R. Kelly going to jail, and the whole sex thing, and now P-Diddy and all these celebrities, and the whole thing with raping people and giving them quaaludes and all this other stuff, and these celebrities getting caught up, from Bill Cosby and like Tyler Perry, and about how Tyler Perry was firing people and because he wants to write script, and they're accusing him of being in the closet because he's always want to play Medea. I'm like, and everyone said you can get any woman to play Medea. I don't know why you got to play the drag queen or whatever. You got to play Medea and all this. There's so many women that could have played Medea, but why you? And it's kind of like, I'll sum it up like this. It's kind of like what Dave Chappelle was talking about when he did the interview on Oprah, talking about how Hollywood can be a sick place. Whatever the case. He did a whole discussion on what's going on in entertainment world. And how some people call it Holly weird. That's what you're getting yourself involved in the music industry. You got to be careful with this, because before you know it, there's something can get you caught up quick. From whether it's all of a sudden child support scandals, or just like with Tyrese. Tyrese, all of a sudden, after he did that interview with Shannon Sharp, now he get arrested for child support. It's never ending. It's never ending with these celebrities and the entertainment world. What's going on with, and what's happening. That's the dark side of the industry. So I just want to make that video. I just want to make this right quick. The dark side of the industry. That's the kind of stuff that will get you if you are not careful. And I'll say this, I'll end on this quote. A lot of these celebrities, like, the problem with what happened with Bill Cosby and Harvey Weinstein and R. Kelly and P-Diddy and all these people that got all this kind of money, it seems like they're always thinking with the wrong head. Thinking with the wrong head will get you sent to the wrong place. And that's all I got to say about it. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one.